Hey, what's up, Vikings Nation? Skol, brothers and sisters. It's your passionate purple diehard here. And man, do we have a roller coaster to unpack today. Imagine this. Justin Jefferson, our superstar WR, fights tooth and nail to hit 1,000 yards in Week 17 of the 2025 season. His sixth straight. But the passing game felt like everything that could go wrong did. Drops matching TDs at 16, interceptions piling up, and QB struggles everywhere. We're diving deep into the Minnesota Vikings receivers and tight ends recap from 2025, then shifting to the massive QB buzz rocking the offseason. Buckle up. This is going to be wild. What a frustrating yet hopeful vibe coming out of 2025 for our pass catchers. Jefferson led the team with 84 catches for 1,048 yards, but his yards per catch dropped to 12.5, down 2.5 from his epic first 5 seasons. The bar is sky high because JJ is literally rewriting NFL history with the most receptions and yards through 6 seasons. Yet the whole group felt the pain from no QB continuity, brutal O-line injuries with 26 different combos, and those killer tip drills turning into picks. Those 10 interceptions intended for Jefferson alone? Brutal, creating a rough 5-to-1 INT to TD ratio. The Vikings had just 39 receptions of 20-plus yards, 5th fewest in the league, way down from second the year before. And only 5 plays of 40-plus yards. Tied for 25th, half of what we had in 2024. It was like the offense was stuck in quicksand, with bad throws, drops, and tipped balls making everything feel worse. But let's give credit where it's due. Josh Oliver stepped up huge. Known as a blocker, he showed why teams once saw him as a pass-catching threat from San Jose State. He tied for the team lead in receiving TDs, including the longest at 32 yards, thrown by RB Cam Akers in London. No joke. First non-QB TD pass in an international series game. Oliver's 141.3 passer rating when targeted ranked 12th in the NFL and 4th among players with 15-plus catches. What a glow-up. TJ Hawkinson held strong too, with a solid 109.3 rating despite often staying in to block for that shaky line. The tight ends brought reliability when targeted, but the overall group had as many drops as touchdowns, 16 each. It screamed room for growth, especially with McCarthy flashing elite moments but leaving plays on the field early on. Fans, did those drops hurt you as much as they hurt me watching? The growth showed late in the season, though. The passing game started clicking more by year's end, and the Vikings want to build real momentum into 2026. Better pass protection is priority 1. Health on the O-line or quick hitting plays if injuries hit again. Precision from the QB spot? Huge. And receivers catching everything that touches their hands, or making those out-of-body grabs to save bad throws. The 3 Ps: protection, precision, punctuation. Nail those, and watch this offense explode. Now, receiver depth questions loom large for 2026. Jefferson's locked in long-term and wants to build chemistry with McCarthy. Music to our ears. Jordan Addison had a down year with only 3 receiving TDs after 19 the prior 2 seasons, but he closed strong with a 65-yard rushing TD versus Green Bay. That 3-game suspension to start hurt, and the Thielen reunion? Good vibes, but it didn't pan out. He got released and finished his career in Pittsburgh. Jalen Nailor kept improving, 57 catches, 858 yards, 10 TDs over the last 2 seasons after early struggles. He's a free agent soon, so expect interest. Ty Felton shone on special teams and grew behind the scenes. O'Connell loves versatile guys to move JJ around. Undrafted rookie Miles Price set a franchise kickoff return record before an ankle injury in Week 17. He could see more offensive snaps. What do you think? Can this group step up big next year? Drop your thoughts below. Tight end questions are just as exciting. Who takes the next step among the young guys? Hawkinson and Oliver are solid under contract. Draft pick Gavin Bartholomew battled a back injury, returning late but not activated. Undrafted Ben Urosek had 116 offensive snaps in 12 games. Impressed in camp as a blocker. Ben Sims came back after Green Bay cut him, with restricted free agent potential for blocking and receiving. Ideally, all these young Ts level up. Which one are you most hyped about? And now, the elephant in the room, the QB room is the offseason's top priority. GM Kwesi and Coach O'Connell want the deepest room possible. J.J. McCarthy had flashes, but injuries and inconsistency killed us, cycling through backups too. The team hasn't ruled out a blockbuster trade for a superstar like Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. ESPN's Kevin Seifert couldn't find anyone in the organization saying no way to chasing a guy who walks in as the unquestioned starter. Burrow? Unhappy vibes in Cincinnati, frustration with losing, trade sharks circling if he forces out. Pairing him with his college teammate JJ? Dream scenario and NFC helps. Jackson? Trickier post-Harbaugh era in Baltimore, but rumors say he could want fresh air. Massive cost, 3 first-rounders plus more. Tough with our cap overage of $30 to $40 million. We'd have to gut assets. But imagine the ceiling. Other big fish like Justin Herbert or Dak. Unlikely. Medium tier. Cousins, Fields, Kyler Murray. May be available after soft benching. The easiest path? McCarthy stays healthy, blossoms into our franchise guy, no drama needed. But if not, we're connected to every major rumor. Vikings fans, are you ready for a splashy trade? Or ride with McCarthy? Tell me in the comments. 2025 Vikings position recap. Receivers and tight ends yielded mixed results. Egan, Minnesota. It took until the 17th game of 2025, but Justin Jefferson crossed the 1,000-yard mark for the 6th time in as many seasons. The season also seemed stuck on repeat when it came to worst possible outcome of a play happening. Instead of a tip or overthrow hitting the turf, the ball too often found the hands of a defender. 10 number of times a pass intended for Jefferson was intercepted, creating a 5-to-1 TD ratio for the season. 12.5 yards per catch for Jefferson, which is 2.5 below the average he totaled in his first 5 seasons. T.J. Hawkinson's yards per catch dropped to 8.6, which is 2.5 below the 11.1 he averaged in 2024. There are multiple areas for the Vikings to direct their focus, but in the interest of brevity, improvements in pass protection, precision, and punctuation could go a long way for the Vikings in 2026. Minnesota dealt with him opening the season with a 3-game suspension and worked out a deal to bring Adam Thielen back home to Minnesota right before the season. Ideally, all of them. Download the official Vikings app. I could not find anyone to tell me that they definitely don't want to pursue a Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson or whoever else might shake loose in terms of a guy that would absolutely come in here as the unquestioned starter, he said. On Jackson, that one is trickier as a trade hypothesis. Some credible reports recently suggested that Jackson could be traded this offseason, but that was before head coach John Harbaugh's termination. The working theory suggests the Ravens will now hire a head coach to embrace Jackson, and cooler heads will prevail. The tricky part with a juicy quarterback trade. Skol, Vikings. This offseason is going to be insane, but our passion never fades. If you loved this deep dive into the Minnesota Vikings news, smash that like button, drop your hottest take below. Who should we target at QB? Subscribe for more energetic updates, and share with your fellow Purple faithful. Let's build this thing back to glory together. Skol forever. See you next time.